I'm Graham Jones, and welcome to channel KT4, broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. You can join in by sending in questions during the show. Just press the comments button on the screen. Don't forget to click the like or share buttons. If you're watching on YouTube, please click to subscribe. It's free to channel KT4. Please welcome into the studio Caris Lambert, the families and children's worker at Worcester Park Baptist Church, and Jonathan Hill, architect and deacon and trustee. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining me today.
Hi there, Graham. Thank you.
Hi, Graham.
Jonathan, hello, Caris. It's great to see you both here. It's absolutely marvelous that you've made it into the studio with all the wonders of technology. I've been reading about your wonderful work in developing the church new hub. But Caris, first of all, tell us something about the Worcester Park Baptist Church and what's been happening there during this current pandemic that we've been having.
Sure, that's right. So Worcester Park Baptist Church is based in the Avenue, just opposite the railway station. And normally we are a hive of activity. We're a group of approximately 100 members, but we have other attendees that come along regularly to the church. And we have loads of activities happening there during the week. I'm the families worker, so a lot of activities are for children and their families. We have carers and toddlers group. We have a group dedicated to families with twins and multiples that meet regularly. We have brigades for children and young people, which is a bit like the Scout and Guide movement. We have something called Messy Church, which reaches out to families once a month and invites them in to come and have a time together in the church. But we also have activities for older folk. We have a lunch break, and we have a fellowship group on a Thursday where our seniors meet together and share time with each other. We have two different congregations that also meet on the premises, a Brazilian congregation and a Korean congregation. And we also hire out our buildings to external groups. So we have tumble pots that come in or have been coming in, and Pilates and other groups. So normally we are literally a hive of activity, but during the pandemic, we've had to close the building. There's no public access to the building at the moment, which has been really disappointing, really hard for us. So we tried to bring things back into being by using the wonders of technology, as you are today. We've had regular Sunday services every Sunday that are broadcast live on YouTube at 10:30 on a Sunday morning. And that's been a way that we've been able to continue our worship as a church. But we've also used online facilities for our brigades meetings, for our toddler mums to meet and to chat with each other. For some of our groups that meet normally in homes during the week, they've been able to meet online as well. And one thing that we've been doing during this time is producing Messy Church bags for local families. So it's a paper bag full of activities and things to do that families have been able to come and collect from the church and take home and use with their families at home. And we're doing one of those at the moment that's currently out with a family trail involved in it as well. So we have been busy, even though the building's been closed.
Do you know something? It sounds like an absolute hive of activity. There's just so much going on at the Baptist Church. I didn't know there was so much going on. But, Jonathan, could you tell me something about the vision for this wonderful, wonderful hub project that you've been working so hard on?
Yes, certainly, Graham. Well, the vision is to become a beacon of light in the community. We want to adapt our facilities so they're more relevant and effective in sharing God's love in this community in Worcester Park and all the surrounding areas, which includes parts of Sutton and Epsom and Ewell and Kingston. Our vision is to be to allow more social interaction, because it's about people. It's always about people. And for those who, if you see the building or know the building down at the bottom of the avenue, then you'll be aware that it's quite an austere facade, and really the main entrance is only open when we have services or weddings and funerals, and all the side door is actually used for all the other meetings. So very few people know what happens in our building or what's going on. So we want to create a place that is more open and welcoming for everybody in the community. And there's no doubt that during this pandemic, there's even more need. There's lots of support agencies which have been closed in some way, or their funding has been reduced. And those needs have been partly identified by us, and we want to help serve that community with this new hub project. So the vision is to be more open and not be hidden behind doors and frosted windows, and be more transparent about what happens in a church. People love going to a coffee shop, they love going to the pub, and we'd love for the church to also be an appropriate centre of the community as we go forward.
I think it's already becoming part of the centre of the community, having listened to what Caris had to say about so much going on there. But I think, having looked and read all about the wonderful vision for the future of your hub, that all I can see is that this is going to exponentially grow and grow and grow and become even bigger, and more activity going on, and people can just wander in, I think, and just have a cup of coffee. It's all about community, as well as the people who worship in the wonderful Baptist church. But Charis, how do you go about preparing a brief for such a wonderful hub project?
Yeah, thank you, Graham. You've kind of summed it up in that we really want to grow and extend all that we're already doing, and some of our present facilities aren't big enough, or they're just not fit for purpose anymore. So a lot of it is about that. But we wanted to make sure that what we're going to do is going to be what the community wants. So in 2017, we set out a community survey, just asking local people and people that already use our buildings what we could provide and what we could offer. And we picked out from that survey really two basic needs that we feel are present in the Worcester Park community. And one of those is social isolation, where lots of people feel that they don't have the support of people around them. They don't know their neighbours. They feel quite isolated, and that can be young mums with children who are stuck at home and don't have a family members in the locality, but also the elderly. We really appreciate that a lot of elderly people in this area are quite isolated socially. So we want to really be able to meet some of those needs and work with local agencies, charities and council agencies to meet some of those needs. And yeah, we just want to really be able to support people in our community. The other issue was people suffering with mental health issues, and that's another area that we're looking into, seeing how we can support and work in that area.
That's absolutely fascinating, Caris. Is it also the opportunity for people to drop in and grab a sandwich or a light lunch or something like this?
Definitely, just to meet in the community together.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me when I was doing a little bit of research over the last couple of days on the hub, that I go occasionally near to St Paul's Cathedral, and there's the Salvation Army headquarters, and the hub downstairs, and people just drop in for a bit of lunch, a bit of coffee. It's a calm, open, wide space. And you can either be left alone or you can chat with other people. And I see the same here, actually, happening once this is up and running. I think it's an amazing thing. Jonathan, I understand you are taking the work in a phased way. What work has been completed so far and what's got to be done? I'm going to put up a couple of images whilst you're talking, and hopefully you can guide us through what these images are, because they're very, very impressive.
Well, we've decided to phase the work. It's quite difficult to phase, but we've chosen to phase it because we really want to try and continue to use some of the building while we have the main work done. So we've completed two phases in 2018 and 2019, and those phases included the refurbishment of a couple of the halls. And because one of the halls is used a lot by carers and toddlers and twins and multiples with very small children. We built a dedicated, very small preschool children's toilets adjoining that hall. So that's a really great facility, and all those rooms have been refurbished.
Okay.
Now, so that was quite a small. They're quite small in value. The total, we'll come on to the value later probably, but they were quite small. But the next phase is the really big phase, where we transform the facade of the building, as you can see here, the external image of the building, where we become far more transparent. It looks more like a church, and we've tried to build a facade which will actually help integrate all components of the building, because it comprises the 1950s, the 1970s, and the 1990s elements. So that will help unify the whole facade. And then inside, we're going this phase 3, the main part of the construction. As you enter in through the door, the front door, you'll come into a hub space, and this is the view that you will actually see. So it's top lit, it's very brightly lit. We have a sliding folding wall that goes into the main hall that you see there on the right. So the two spaces are interconnected. And at the far end, you can see a servery, much as you would see in any of the commercial coffee shops. And that will be serving not only coffee, tea, and other refreshments, but also light refreshments. So people can call in on their way. They can, on the way to the station, they can call in if they're doing some work. They could work from there. If you're doing your homework, you could do your homework from there. If you've got nowhere better and nowhere else to go. And we're really trying to create something that's extremely exciting and refreshed. So we've got a very utilitarian is the best way of putting our existing hall space. And we're going to be transform it by putting top lighting in that you see here. And we're looking, this is all set out forward spacing, but it can be set out at 90 degrees to this. There's a lot more flexibility, because sometimes these chairs are cleared away. They're put in store cupboards now that we've now constructed, and we're able to use this for girls and boys brigade. They can kick a ball. It's very flexible space indeed to use. In addition, we're obviously building a new kitchen, because our existing one is a 1970s more domestic style kitchen. It does incredibly well to serve meals to the elderly, for example, at the moment. But those capabilities will be vastly improved by a professional kitchen, as well as the servery, and also new toilets and showers for both disabled people, and allowing all to use our facilities with far more ease of access. And we're also creating a new prayer chapel at the front with a stained glass window, because it's really important in this pretty busy world, or hectic world, to be able to sit and have some time of contemplation and prayer to God. And that could be in small numbers or individually. So that space is being created out of what at the moment is the entrance vestibule to the church. So it's a big project which we're about to kick off.
I have to say, it does sound like an absolutely huge project. Now, we do have some people coming in and they're listening and everything, and I just wanted to say a couple of words to people who are watching at the moment. If you're watching live, there are comment buttons that you have access to either on YouTube or on Facebook Live. Do press the button. You can either type a question or you could just make a comment. And through the wonders of technology that we've developed, I can put those questions up on the screen. So do feel free. Don't be shy. Come and do that. But I have to go back, Jonathan, to say that this is an absolute huge project. And I'm going to go to Caris to ask the big question here. What's the cost, and how are you trying to get and raise all the funds for this big project?
Yeah, so the total cost of the project is about 2.2 million. Unfortunately, 400,000 of that is VAT, which we will be liable for. So it's a really big amount of money. We've been raising this over a few years. We've had lots of fundraising events, things like concerts and auctions and quiz nights. We've had 2 mega sales, which have been really popular in the community. But each of those events takes us a little step nearer to our total. A lot of the money has actually come from within the church members, and the church family have been incredibly generous with giving us gifts, with pledging money, and with offering interest-free loans as well. And we have had a couple of legacies that have been left to the church that we've been able to put specifically towards this project. So the fundraising is going well. We've also been able to apply for grants from different grant bodies that support these kind of projects. And in total, we've been awarded about £200,000 from grant bodies. So all the money adds together. We've got a wonderful couple in the church called Carol and David, who run something called Cash in the Attic, where they sell people's unwanted things on eBay, at auction, and also at boot fairs. And together they've raised about 100,000 from the kind generosity of people donating things to them, and then them being able to sell them on in support of the church. So lots of different ways of getting the money, but yeah, it's been exciting to be part of the fundraising, part of bringing this all together.
I can, I know how difficult it is to fundraise, and I have to take my hat off to you and the team for everything that you've done. What was the figure again you have so far, Harris?
I'm not sure of the figure so far. The whole project will cost 2.2 million, and we're pretty close to being able to meet that target.
Sorry, how much is this project going to cost?
In total, 2.2 million.
2.2 million pounds. That's incredible. I mean, what an amount of money, and the generosity of your worshippers and other people. Now, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm here and I would love to help. How about an online auction? That could be good fun, couldn't it? It's something I've not done before, but I'm always up for trying new things. So, Jonathan, when do you think you're going to be starting this work?
Well, we were originally hoping to start immediately after this Easter, but as you all know, we weren't able to do that. And since Easter, it's been quite difficult to get some of the materials, mainly because industry had shut down for a long period of time. Materials are becoming slightly more available, and we are currently out to tender to a number of contractors, and those prices are due back in early September. And then, subject to those being affordable, of course, we will be commencing work later this autumn, so probably the end of October, beginning of November, and with a view to completing in August or late summer next year. So that's the sort of timescale that we're on to complete this work. And I think there's so many in our church who can't wait for this work. They've been waiting, been saving for it since 2016, and we've been talking about it for a long time. And they realise that this project is needed. But of course, it's not just about the project. It's not about a building. It's about what we'll be able to do with the building at the end of the day. So we're looking forward to getting this project underway shortly.
I think that the anticipation within the church community has got to be palpable, hasn't it? Because it is such a big project, and it's going to be so wonderful when it's actually completed. So I can imagine the anticipation there. So how are you planning to anticipate running what sounds like a tremendous facility for the fellowship and the community? I've got to ask a question here, and it's a rather selfish question, if I may. Is that my day job, real job, is I'm in the entertainment business. I'm in the entertainment industry, and one of the things I have is I have my own little orchestra, and I've got a couple of projects coming up, and I'm looking for a space where I can record a 16-piece orchestra for a new CD. Now, is that the sort of project that would be suitable for the hub?
I think so. We'd love the community just to be able to come in and access the building in as many ways as possible. So if we can loan rooms, buy rooms, offer rooms out to the local people to use, that would be fantastic. Our church activities will be running alongside, but we'll have more space to be able to accommodate other things. But yeah, something like that would be fantastic.
I mean, okay. For you, Graham, reverberation time and so on will be really important to you. So we've designed the hall to be multi-use, obviously. So it's not just a concert hall, but we do have variable acoustics on one of the walls, which allows you to put more absorption in or less. So hopefully it will suit your needs and we'll be able to accommodate you.
Well, thank you. Let's just take another look here. This is the Hub project. And I'll just take the ticker tape off for a minute, so it'll be easier for people to see. And I'm just looking in awe at this space and how good it is. Jonathan, do you have a final word for us on the Hub?
Well, I'm really hoping that the community will get excited about using this facility that you've just shown there, Graham, because it should be a place where anyone feels free to be able to drop in. Everyone we're social beings, and it's great to be able to call in. People have got all sorts of difficulties. Sometimes they just want to be listened to. Sometimes they want to be left alone. But this is a place where all of those things can happen. But we get lots of parents coming in who bring children to various activities, and then they go away for an hour and come back. How much better will it be if those parents can sit and share socially over a cup of coffee or tea in the Hub space? And hopefully we'll be able to share God, be witnesses for God in part of that process.
Can I just tell you, Jonathan, that I live on Old Golden Lane, and I have to make pre-pandemic. I'd be going to town, and then I could either get off at Worcester Park Station or I could go to Malden Manor. Now I think next year I'm going to get off at Worcester Park Station because I can just walk up the road and pop in and have a cup of coffee and a chat before taking the slightly more healthy route back home. Harris, just a final word from you, if I may.
Yeah, just want to encourage people that this project is going ahead. Lots of people have heard about it over the last few years, and they do ask what's happening, and we just want people to know that it is happening. We want it to come to fruition, and as a working community church in Worcester Park, we want to welcome people to join us and to be part of this project in whatever way is right for them.
Caris and Jonathan, thank you for coming on to my show today here at Channel KT4. It's an incredible project, which I'm sure will be much enjoyed by your worshippers, and most importantly as well, and let's get this message out, that this is something that's going to benefit the whole community. So again, a big thank you to both of you for giving your time today to come on to Channel KT4. It's been wonderful to see you both. Thank you. This is Graham Jones broadcasting live on Channel KT4. Join me next time. And until then, stay alert and stay safe.